Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In the truck again, gonna go look at another bump side, and we're heading west, and we're going to Colorado, obviously. It seems like I've been buying a lot of trucks in Colorado lately, but there's a lot of good trucks in Colorado. So we're heading a little bit farther south. We're not on I-70 this time. We're heading to Pueblo. A little more arid conditions in Pueblo. Hopefully be a real nice slick truck. It looks like it is. This one actually runs, and it's actually a really nice truck. So this is going to be a little bit different than the other ones I've been picking up. Hopefully we pick it up and we'll see it. Don't always get this lucky. Sometimes we don't get to bring home the truck we go and look at. Have a little bit of a story with one of those. I'll fill you in as I'm driving out there. So let's go cue the intro and I'll tell you that story. Well, hey everyone, thanks for watching. As I told you in the intro, I had a story I wanted to tell you, and you don't always get the trucks you go and look at, and a lot of times I don't show that to you guys just because there's nothing really to show you if I don't get a truck. I'm just left with a bunch of little bitty pieces of footage. You can't really scrap that together for an episode, but I have a little bit of footage here, and I just wanted to kind of give you a rundown of what it's like sometimes. This was a deal in central Missouri I went to go look at, and there was 2 trucks, and I brought 2 trucks and trailers. Hooked my wife's Raptor up to the trailer, and we had the gooseneck on this truck, and we drove all the way to central Missouri. It's about 5.5 hours, and the 2 trucks were, one was a 67 F100 that was all stripped out, a lot of body work done. It had primer on the outside, and it was supposed to be all ready for paint and totally rust free and absolutely perfect. And the other one was a 69 Highboy. I have some footage of the Highboy. I'll go ahead and throw in that footage of the Highboy so you know what I'm talking about right here. Well, we both made it here. Here's this Highboy. Like I said, Raven Black 69. Has a small hub. It actually has a fairly decent 67 grill on it. A little bit of damage right there. Doesn't have any headlight buckets. Front cross member is really good shape on this frame, which is nice to see because most of them are tore up. Body is pretty rough on it. Cab mount shot, but apparently it runs and drives. These guys aren't here yet, so I don't want to go digging through the truck, but here's the first shot at it. The frame's not rotting out anywhere that I have found yet. They like to rot out right here in this cross member here, up under here. But anyway, these guys are at lunch, so I'm gonna wait for them to get back. Dang, look at that. Never seen one rot out like that. Huh. But the 67's inside, so I'm not gonna check it out just yet. But we'll wait for these guys to get here, and we'll see what we come up with. Well, as you just saw the footage from the Highboy there, it was pretty rough, as you saw in the footage, but it's still a 67 Highboy, and he had the title. And really cool thing about that truck was he had the original title from 69, and digging in the glove box, I found the owner's manual with the original dealer information, and the original warranty card from the owner, the original owner on it, was in there, and some receipts from some tires that were bought in 69, some warranties for some tires, just some cool history with that truck. And it was Raven Black. I thought the Raven Black was pretty cool. But anyway, the 67, I didn't get any footage of that because I was kind of discouraged whenever I went to look at it, and I didn't even bust the camera out. But I have some pictures here I'll feed in as I'm talking about it. The 67 was actually planning on using that for the 67 Highboy I picked up about a month or so back, and when I got there, it wasn't exactly as told. There was lots of stuff that was done to it that was not that great as far as the originality is concerned. It's kind of more of a custom build. Like the stake pockets on top of the bed, they were filled in and bondoed over, and it was just like slathered, like shoved metal down in there and slathered bondo on it. It wasn't even done that good. And the pockets behind the cab in there's a big pocket down there. I'll put a picture in there when I'm talking about it. But that was filled in with a bunch of like body filler stuff, and it just not done very good. And there was in the floorboard, there's seams, or these ribs that like to rust out where moisture collects, and there was like this I guess panel bond or body, it wasn't body filler, but it was like looked like panel bond or something, smeared in those under the floor and then painted over. And I'm guessing that was rust holes in the floor that was covered up. So it wasn't quite as it seemed. And there's actually some rust in the roof, and the drip rails had been cut off of it, so there wasn't any drip rails. There's just too much done to it to make it good for restoration wise. And none of this stuff was disclosed to me whenever I went to go look at it. So we drove all that way with 2 trucks and trailers just to come home empty-handed. And I wouldn't have minded to bring home the Highboy, but it was kind of one of those deals. You had to buy both of them, and the price, it was a decent price, but I didn't think it made it worth it to bring it home, because I already have, if I didn't have any other Highboys, it would have been probably something I would have considered. But just to have another spare one, it was a lot of money to be sitting around, just to have sitting around. So I passed on the deal. And funny enough, the owner said, well, you know, these things are worth $130,000 fixed up. But he didn't say that. He said they're worth 60, 70, $130,000 fixed up, which if you follow the auction scene, there was a bump side that sold, it was an inverted Highboy F25 VIN that sold on Bring a Trailer for $130,000, real slick build. And that is driving up prices a little bit, I think. So he saw that and thought his truck was worth a little bit more. But, you know, is what it is. Sucks we drove all that way to have empty trailers, especially 2 empty trailers coming home. But that's just the way it is sometimes. And we're heading to Pueblo right now, which is about 8.5 hours away. So I'm really hoping I get to bring this one home. I got some pictures from underneath it. Looks real good. And we're going to go check it out. And it's another 67 F100. And this one will be a body swap candidate for the 67 Highboy. And it's already white, and it already has a nice paint job on it. So it will save a ton of time if we pick it up. So we're going to go check it out. And I'll fill you guys in if we get it on the trailer. Well, guys, I stopped here at this vacant lot because this was the site of a Ford dealership in a little town called Syracuse, Kansas. And that is where the 67 Highboy that I picked up about a month or so back, it was sold new, this little spot right here. And I was going to stop and take a picture because it's still called Davis Motor Company. It was the same name as whenever that truck was sold. But unfortunately, about a year ago, it burned down. So this is where it was, just a little bitty lot in this little bitty town in western Kansas. There's only about 1,800 people that live here, so really sad that it burned down and it's no longer. I wanted to take a picture with the signage out front, but I guess it's not going to happen. Funny enough, the truck that I'm going to go look at is going to be the body for that truck if I pick it up. But this is it's kind of unfortunate to see, and there's a for sale sign up front, so I don't think it's ever coming back. So unfortunately, this little town lost its Ford dealership. It was a little bitty tiny Ford dealership with a cool building. But anyway, just wanted to stop and show you guys that. Let's go continue on to the truck. Well, guys, last time you saw me, we were going to go look at a truck, and that was about a week ago. So sadly, that means I didn't come home with it. I didn't get any footage there when I was looking at it because I was really focusing on the truck, and I had to make a hard decision there. I drove all the way to Pueblo, Colorado, and left the truck there and didn't bring it home, didn't purchase the truck. There's some reasons I didn't purchase it, and usually a trip that far away, I've already made the decision to purchase the truck. So because you have so much money invested in time and fuel to get there, that you pretty much have to purchase the truck to make it work, in my mind anyway, because unless things are just way different than what you thought they were, you know, you're better off purchasing the truck, and so you have something of value to show for your time and money spent. But this time I didn't do it. And the only reason I didn't do it, well, there's several reasons. I'll show some pictures here as I'm talking about it, so you guys can see the truck I was looking at. It's a really nice truck. The first major reason why I didn't get it was the wrong color. it had been repainted, and I was assuming it was Wimbledon white, which is my mistake. That was what the door card said. And it had been repainted. The guy didn't like Wimbledon white. He painted it Chevy white. And me being a hardcore Ford guy, that just wasn't going to work. So the main reason I was getting this truck was for the '69 Highboy I picked up a few weeks back. I think it's been about a month now. And it's Wimbledon white with green interior, 1 of 20 with those paint and trim codes. And I want to go back to Wimbledon white on it. And this truck was already painted, real nice truck, rust free. And the Wimbledon white was a selling point because I wouldn't have to do paint and body, because it was done 2 years ago and it looked great. So this truck was going to save a lot of time and money to put that truck on that chassis, and I could get it to market sooner. But I got there and it was the wrong color, and that's my fault for not, making sure and talking to the owner. I was talking to the owner's son-in-law who was listing it for him, and that information didn't get relayed to me. But I went up looking at that truck, not having all the information, because I had my Super Duty, my off-road truck, was in Denver at my buddy's house, and west of Denver, a little ways actually, and we had dropped it off there after we went on vacation in Colorado, had some fun, did some camping, and when I picked up the blue F-250 with the camper on the back in Denver, we were actually on our way back from that vacation trip, and I had the trailer hooked on the truck, and I had to dump my 2006 Super Duty off so I could haul that truck home. So it's been in Denver ever since then, early August, and I haven't had time to get out there and get picked up. So it was, well, if this truck doesn't work out, I'll run up there and get my truck, kind of a thing. And this time it didn't work out, and so I went up there and got my truck. So the trip wasn't a total waste. So that's kind of one thing why I left it there, because I had an out basically to make the trip worthwhile for me. If I didn't have that truck there, I probably would have brought it home and just flipped it as is, because it was a really nice truck and it was priced really well as well. For what it was, I thought it was priced decent. It had a little bit more rust in it than I was expecting, but it was still way better than most trucks you see. So that was really a bummer that I didn't get it. It wasn't the right color, for first off, and two, that I didn't bring it home. But that being the wrong color, it just, I can't buy every single truck I can make money on. Plus this one, the profit wouldn't have been that great. It would have been okay. It would have paid for the trip and paid for a little bit of my time. Probably wouldn't pay for all my time, but it is the way it is. And today we're gonna go look at another one. So bringing you guys along for the ride on this one. I'm going to show all the footage of the trucks that I've missed on the last few weeks. Seems like I've been missing a lot lately. But hopefully this one, I think I can bring it home, because I have really low expectations for this truck. And funny enough, the truck I mentioned earlier, the blue '69, this is actually for that truck. We'll talk about that a little later on when we get the truck on the trailer, hopefully. This one is a lot closer as well. It's only about 2.5 hours away, so that is a much needed relief over the 5 to 8 hours I have been driving and coming up empty. So especially with today's fuel prices, it costs a lot of money to drag a trailer to go look at a truck if you don't bring it home. But we're gonna go look at it, and we'll meet back at you guys either at the truck if I get to film there, or when it's on the trailer, hopefully. So hopefully it's on the trailer this time. See you guys then. Well, here it is, guys. Way out here in the middle of nowhere, Kansas. An old farm truck. Neat old orange color. She's pretty rough. Looks like every body panel has a dent in it, but it's not too rusty. But it does have rust, but it's not too rusty. But we're after the frame and the title, so that's the main thing. I'm going to see if we can get a deal done and load this thing on the trailer, and we will dig into it more a little bit later on. Well, here it is, guys. Fortunately, I made a deal this time. We're out here in cow country, my kind of country out here. Love picking up a truck out here in this part of the world, because I just like the old scenery driving out here. But got this old farm truck here. I think it was an old Kansas DOT truck, judging by the orange. It's got special paint, no paint coat on the door. Frame's real solid on it. Cab's pretty shot, but be a good frame here. So right now, I'm gonna get this thing home and we'll do a deep dive in it like we normally do, and I'll see you guys back at the shop. Hey guys, we're back at the shop. Thought I would see if I could get it running. Might as well get it running and drive it off the trailer. The guy said it was running not long ago. He tried to get it running and seems to have lost spark. So I'm gonna see what the points look like and see if we can put some fuel down it and see if we can get it running. So yeah, the cap's all clean. Hard to really see the points. We'll give them a file anyway. Keep this air cleaner out of the way. Oh. This motor is greasy, that's for sure. Go give it a try. Well, it fired. I guess that's something. Boy, the accelerator pump is leaking bad. I think it might be flooded out. Accelerator pump just running fuel out. We may not be able to get her going. I'll give it another try. Well, I don't think she's going to start for us, unfortunately. Did get a little bit of fire out of it, so there is a little bit of spark going on there, but I'm not going to mess with it too long. I'm just going to unload it. I got plenty of other stuff I need to work on. Thought I'd just show you around it while I got it on the trailer here where it's handy. Not quite sure what that guy was for. if it had some kind of auxiliary pump on it for something, maybe hydraulic of some nature. Maybe that's why everything's so greasy right here. This engine is just terribly greasy. See how caked on it is even in the valley? Man, really greasy. There's a 360 under there somewhere. Inner fender wouldn't be too bad, but there's a little bit of rot up there. The truck is pretty much used up, I think. There's not many parts on it that are good anymore. The core support's all rotted out. This inner fender's rotted out, obviously. Its hood's not terrible. It's got some clearance right here for whatever was right here. They clearanced the hood right there and kind of hacked it up. It doesn't appear to have much rot in it. It does have dents though. But I mean, it's a usable hood if somebody needed a hood. The frame up here is in awful good shape. This cross member, it's got a little bit of pulling damage right there. Not too bad. Right up here, the spring hangers where the bolt likes to waller out, that appears to be all good. This deal was welded on the frame, unfortunately, so that's got to be cut off. There's a lot of stuff that's welded on this frame. And back here, this all looks good. Cab mounts are actually pretty decent. It's got some rot showing up right there, so it's not perfect. And there's no, funny enough, there's no rot in the fenders. This fender's got a dent right there, but other than that, it's probably a pretty good fender. There's no rot right there. And when I saw this thing in the pictures, I saw the no rot right here, and I figured it might be rust free, but she wasn't quite rust free. There's the cab corner right there is rusted out. This is not bad in here. The support brace right there is good, but the floors are pushing through, completely rotted out. Here's the old transfer case. Take you on the other side. The old 71 grill is busted out of it. It has the small axle, 3,300 pound Dana 44. Here's that other cab mount. It's crushed in the bottom, so it's bad. This fender's got a little bit of rot in it. This truck was special order paint, so it's kind of this orangish color. I think it might be a DOT truck, maybe. It's got a number here for a fleet truck, 54. So it's pretty big fleet. I'm guessing it was Kansas DOT. They use that kind of a color orange on all their stuff even nowadays. Yeah, there's the floor. There's some rust back there. Yeah, she got some holes in her. But the frame is good. The frame was what I was mostly looking at. Unfortunately, the bed is welded on right there, right there, right there, and in the back. It's all welded on. And that piece back there, ugh. It's going to be a pain to cut off. The bed is completely rusted out. Also has these two big holes in the back of the cab. I'm guessing there's some kind of hydraulic apparatus back here. I'm guessing it was a bale bed or arm bed for round bales and stuff, since it was an old farm truck. I didn't notice that. There's a hole right there for something in the cab. But yeah, a lot of times these frames like to rot out right here, and this one's good. Got the old new Process 435 right there, the Dana 24. It's all intact. We had the Highboy oil pan underneath all that crusty oil stuff somewhere. Rear sump Highboy oil pan. Those are hard to find. And the dipstick tube is in there as well, which is good because I'm short several dipstick tubes for those Highboy pans. But yeah, this is it. I'm gonna get her unloaded off the trailer, and I'll fill you guys in my plan with this truck after I get it off the trailer. So see you guys then. Well guys, I got the old truck off the trailer. Did a little bit of poking around in it, not much. There's not really much to see. She's pretty used up. Didn't find anything cool in here other than some old spark plugs, some old Champion spark plugs. It says for especially engineered for Ford Motor Company vehicles, 6 spark plugs. So I don't know if those are for a 300, since there's only 6 of them. I don't know why you'd have 6 for a V8, because you couldn't just buy, you know, you'd think 2 or 4. But I'll have to do some looking and see what those are. Now, those owner's manual, but it's for an 84. And a bunch of registration and stuff in the glove box. Nothing special there. Radio doesn't work. Nothing much works in here. Like I said, didn't get the engine started. Did some looking on the tag. You know, just standard stuff. F26 is 4-wheel drive. Y is Kansas City. K is 360. And then LO6, that's what was that? Is mid 71. And you know, all the standard stuff. 410 open on the rear end. It's got new process 435 transmission. One thing that I thought was odd, it has a 52 DSO code, and it was special order paint, so it has that special order paint number right there is the last 4, but the first 2 is the DSO code, and 52, there isn't a 52 in 71 that I found. I think 52 is Dallas in some years, I think, but not in 71. Dallas is like 61 or something like that, so that's weird. I don't really plan on getting a Marty report for this thing, just because what I'm planning on doing with it, it's not going to matter. But that's kind of interesting. I wonder where that was ordered from. But if it started its life in Kansas or where, if it came from somewhere else. But I'm guessing it was an old DOT truck of some sort or something, highway department, since it has the orange. That's kind of pretty common color for those kind of trucks. But my plan for this truck is I went and got it just for the frame and for the title, which you would think that means I'm going to body swap it, and you would be correct. So got that frame and title so we could have a Highboy frame and Highboy title, F26 title and VIN. And I think I have decided I'm going to put my 69 blue F250 on that Highboy chassis. Several reasons I'm thinking about doing this. I kind of struggled with the idea of it because this is such a low mile, nice original truck, and it drove so nice. You know, we're rebuilding the 360 right now that was in it, and beautiful truck. I got the front end apart because the fenders had rot in it. That's the only rot in the entire truck. So have the whole front end all blown apart. And the main reason why I thought about doing this was having issues with the title on this truck. The name on the title, that guy had previously deceased, and his wife was the one that I bought the truck from, and she has a power of attorney. She signed the title power of attorney. They were supposed to get me a copy of the power of attorney so I could transfer the title, and they have since dropped communication with me, and I haven't got a power of attorney. So I could still source the title. It's just more of a pain in the butt, and costs money and time to do so, and just adds to this truck. And really, I'm getting pretty far into this truck for a 2-wheel drive to turn much of a profit. I'm not underwater in it by any means, but it's sure eating away at the profit. All these extra stuff I'm having to tag on. I didn't know about the engine. I knew about the rust and the fenders, obviously, but I didn't know the engine was going to need rebuilt, which it really didn't. I mean, it ran pretty fine, but for what I'm wanting to do, I wanted it to make it good. So, at this point, I'm doing a lot to it, and I think this truck as a Highboy, it would add a lot of value to it because Highboys are pretty hot right now, and it would be a really good candidate for that because it's such a nice, clean body, and it's got a new process 435 in it. That's the perfect shape and shifts awesome. So I want to use that transmission for the Highboy and rebuild that Dana 24 and rebuild the frame, much like I did the frame over here for the 69 I'm doing. Pretty much do the exact same thing to the frame over there and then set this body on it. And of course, we're going to do all the paint and paint restoration and everything in it. And get this interior cleaned out, and it'll look awesome in it. So that's my plan with this truck. I know it's kind of struggle with taking this nice truck apart and putting it on a different frame, but at the end of the day, I think it makes more sense for what I'm planning on doing with it, which is sell it to make money to fund my addiction to bump side trucks. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below, what you think about this idea. I think I'm committed to it now because I've already bought another truck, but let me know what you guys think. What would you do with it? Should I do a little bit more resto mod, or should I keep more original and go back with the original 360 and everything? Let me know in the comments below what you guys think, and whenever I start working on it, you'll see it here. So hit that subscribe button so you know when it happens. Hit the thumbs up if you like this episode. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. '69 Highboy. That truck's a '69.